punched at numbers in round number 4. Carbajal landed 43 punches, and Matlala landed 43 punches. Michael Carbajal
in mid-30s because quickness is so important. Here's this guy at 35 throwing 120, 130 punches around.
And again, Carbajal stands still against the ring post and allows Matlala to get off with much greater effect than might be the case in the center of the ring.
And it's going to be very hard to recover from those kind of rounds where you lie against the rope and you receive a lot of punches and the judges are watching it. Stay away from the rope. Keep this guy in the middle of the ring. And there's no contest.
He's like a fly that you can't get rid of.
Just keeps wailing.
You wonder why a guy who's been to 8 years of college and has 2 degrees is still in boxing. You need only to watch Matlala and see why. He enjoys it. He's having a ball in there.
Yeah. One thing we know for certain, age has nothing to do with it. Those are just numbers.
You've proven that, George, but a lot of people would say, okay, sure, it's true in the heavyweights where you don't have to make weight. This guy's been making 108 for a long time.
No, not true. In the heavyweights, you have to make weight, too.
Because if you're not at your effective fighting weight...
you are. It's the same thing. So we start knocking down all of those he said, she says about the heavyweights, and now some lightweight, and middleweights have got to start doing the same thing.
Well, you're inspiring a lot of fighters to think that their careers can be longer, George.
Look, if you're going to live and have babies, you may as well make some money.
That's what Baby Jake says.
You got babies, you can't call yourself old.
Hard right hand by Carbajal, interrupting that series of rights and lefts by Matlala. Matlala, using his jab as a rangefinder, holds Carbajal at bay with the left and fires to the body with the right. Then comes upstairs with 2 right hands, and Carbajal looking to counter, but often stymied by the overwhelming activity rate of Jake Matlala. Hard right hand to the body by Carbajal. He misses with the right up top.
Carbajal should have been fighting this kind of fight in the first couple of rounds to establish himself as the puncher, as the power to make this guy respect him. Sometimes you can start too late.
The rounds are going by, and Michael Carbajal has never had a knockdown past the 8th round in his whole career.
You're working hard? You're working hard? You're getting him right. You're getting right. Don't get out of him at all. Don't move away. Change your hand gloves and don't look at him. Just get into him all the time. Don't get off when you hit him. Don't allow him to get straight into you.
Fight loss against hand-picked opponent Baby Jake Matlala, reputed to be the shortest boxer in the sport at 4 feet 10 inches tall, and for the first 5 rounds, Matlala giving Carbajal a tactical package that's very difficult for him to handle.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard now because Matlala is starting to land punches in the middle of the ring, which is supposed to be Carbajal's a strong area. You're not supposed to let your shorter opponent hit you in the middle of the ring. It's not supposed to happen.
Incidentally, guys, and how poetic is this? As we all wait for Johnny Tapia and Danny Romero to enter the ring, we are told that at this moment their hometown of Albuquerque is besieged by violent thunderstorms.
Thunder and lightning. We're looking for thunder and lightning in the main event.
In Albuquerque and in Las Vegas. Bout is scheduled for 12 rounds here. So we're bearing down on halfway through. And Matlala continues to peck away at Carbajal. Matlala's activity rate not dipping yet. In fact, in the 5th round, he reached his high for this fight, throwing 143 punches in the 5th by CompuBox numbers. It's a right hand that lands for Matlala. You can just keep calling the lefts and the rights as Baby Jake taps away.
Carbajal is making a mistake of waiting for that 1 or 2 good shots. And you just can't do that in these matches. These guys are too quick.
Cut over the left eye of Carbajal. All those
A lot of blood.
Finally broke through the skin.
So this makes the 3rd consecutive fight in which Carbajal has been cut over that left eye against both Pastrana and Olsen. The 2 preceding opponents, same cut, same bleeding. Now here it comes again, and it is bound to distract Carbajal as he tries to turn things around in this fight. Impossible for us to tell right now whether that cut came from a butt or a punch.
Well, with all the punches he's throwing, I have to assume it was a punch. I haven't seen their heads collide, although they are at close quarters.
He certainly landed enough punches to have done the damage himself, that's for sure. And Matlala, seemingly energized by the sight of Carbajal's blood, begins throwing punches and bunches again. Carbajal lands a solid left hook, and Matlala backs up.
And let me tell you, those punches hurt Matlala. Carbajal has got to save enough energy to finish up on those shots.
Carbajal committing to power punches now. He's landed 1 good right hand and a solid left in this round, and a quick left hook just after the bell does damage as well.
The blood appears to be running along the side of his punch.
So the cut is ruled to have been the product of a Matlala punch, and that gives Matlala yet another potential advantage on the scorecards down the stretch. We all know that fighters who are bleeding don't tend to get the benefit of the doubt from the judges unless they fight extraordinarily well. And Matlala isn't giving Carbajal too much room to breathe.
Carbajal's corner told him to keep his hands up. That's a difficult task when you think his opponent so much shorter. You ought to drop your hand just to get a good aim.
Carbajal seems to be in real trouble here now. Either that or he's just looking to land 1 big punch to end the fight, and he hasn't shown any signs of being able to do it yet.
Got a right and up and under, and then a quick right over the top, but Matlala not backing off at all. Continues to home in and throw hard at Michael Carbajal.
But don't ever underestimate Carbajal. He's come from behind on more than one occasion. The great fight he had with Conchita Gonzalez being the most memorable and dramatic.
Seats filling up here in the Thomas & Mack Center. We expect a big crowd by the time the main event arrives with Johnny Tapia against Danny Romero. Literally thousands making the trek up from Albuquerque for this weekend in Vegas.
So often you see the shorter guys in the ring don't know how to fight tall guys, but this guy, Matlala, is short, and he knows how to fight short.
Well, he's never fought anybody shorter than him or even as tall as he is.
And that's why.
Carbajal just got warned for throwing a low blow against Matlala, and that's a bit of a gymnastic feat. Matlala coming up with the uppercut inside, alternating left and right uppercuts. Carbajal trying to get left hooks to the body and whacking away with the right as well, but Matlala continues to press forward.
Carbajal has put on an exhibition with those body punches. They've been some of the best body punches you're going to see. But you got to come back up. You got to come back up at some point.
And Matlala isn't showing too much ill effects from the body punches either, George.
Yeah, he's not been able to go down to the body 2 or 3 times and then come on top with a right hand or a left hook.
There's Carbajal right and the left to the body, but he backs off, and Matlala backs him off some more as he homes in and throws more punches.
Well,
but no, Jim and George, when some fighters are cut, they fight back.
Yeah, you got to understand, in boxing, this is no modeling show. There are going to be a lot of scratches and a lot of cuts, so you can't go back to the corner and say, I wish that hadn't happened. You got to fight.
Some fighters believe they fight better once they see their own blood. Johnny Tapia, whom you'll see in the main event, is one of them. Seven rounds in the books, and Michael Carbajal having difficulty with baby Jake Matlala as Johnny Tapia warms in his dressing room for the fight of his life.